We were waiting to lift anchor, and it was due time. Nature was making it clear that we should clear out soon. We were waiting aboard for patient crew. They had gone to see if the local villagers had been able to retrieve the drone. So we waited, a kind of uneasy wait. Things felt not quite so cool. But for the locals, it was business as usual. They ferried goods and people from a small ship to shore. They went back and forth with passengers and personal items, things unavailable locally. There were probably TVs, kitchenwares and appliances, and God knows what. Just before the breakers, they would wait for the perfect non-wave, and quickly hop ashore. They risk everything aboard with one miscalculation of timing, so they wait. Then all of a sudden, they know it's now. And bags of rice and beans get unloaded and delivered. And it's time to get another load. They're still waiting. Then it's time. No, it's not. They wait. And go. Collectively, they can do it. Strength in numbers and cooperation. Meanwhile, we waited too, but not for the same reasons. We wanted to get away from the shore. The waves were getting bigger, the tide was going out, and the breakers too close for comfort. We had to go now.
So here's the story. We were anchored on a buoy and at the anchor. We were getting a little tense because the waves were getting bigger and bigger, and we were a little too close to shore. And dear old PEIXE was saying, you know, I don't like these waves, I think we should get ready to move, and I was in total agreement with him. So we went to start old Simon, the engine, and it didn't start. The batteries had run out, and there's been no sun for the past 3 or 4 days, so there was no charging. So we were kind of fucked. So we turned on the generator, but that wasn't charging fast enough. So we decided to jumpstart the engine battery with the service batteries. It worked, we got Simon going, everything was cool. And then we had to lift anchor, but there wasn't enough energy for the winch to lift the anchor. Thank God these guys were here, and they're all like tough and strong. They lifted the anchor, you know, by hand, and we had to twist and turn around buoys, and it was kind of hairy. I couldn't film, so I'm telling you the story now. But thank God these guys were here. They're amazing. PEIXE is a top-notch sailor, a top-notch guy, and if anybody needs a guy, captain their boat or take with them, this dude, you have to take him. He is just awesome. All I'm gonna say is that thank God PEIXE was here. He's my man.
The crew was back aboard. Natasha told me I'd looked very tense back there, and I agreed. But for me, it was also a good exercise to go through. I'd never jump-started Simone, the engine, before. Lesson learned. Now the juice was flowing back into the batteries thanks to Simone the engine, who was running smoothly. Some of the crew were not feeling so well. We were heading upwind into annoying short waves. And then some of the crew were feeling just fine with a little help. We put our newest crew member at the helm, Nelson. Never has a name better suited a young helmsman. Crewman Nelson. Best to get him started early. Who knows, maybe Admiral Nelson someday. He was on watch for quite a while. We tacked starboard in the evening and got back at about 10 o'clock at night. A few days later, we were invited by none other than Vlaus and his wife Irondella for cachupa at his house. I was honored to meet the Vlaus family, all real tall, and some of the crew showed up, Patient and Ronnie. And I proudly wore my New England Patriots hat. They were going to be in a Super Bowl, and that would make a lot of crybabies out there in football land. If Brady can do what he does at his age, I can do what I do at my age. On the weekend, Paige invited us to a tradition that is unique to Cape Verde, Mandingo Parades. For the next several weekends, these will go on until Carnival. The groups or tribes are from different neighborhoods in Mindelo. They commemorate respect for their African roots, the Mandinka people of West Africa. Most Cape Verdeans are descendants of slaves, mixed with Europeans. From traders, pirates, soldiers, and sailors, over 70% of the population is of mixed origins, which, in my opinion, has evolved into a new race of incredibly beautiful human beings. As well, this simmering melting pot has created an identity that is pure Cape Verdean, distinctly unique. They have their own race, their own look and style, music, language, food and tradition, and a lot more. one very unique Cape Verde specialty is the rum, or grog, offered here in many flavors out of a baby stroller by this enterprising lady.
Not the baby, have the stomperad. Alex, stomperad. Not baby.
Cape Verde has become a proud and unique African nation. And get this straight, this is Africa. And they are proud Africans and will tell you so. But above all, they are Cabo Verdeanos. The Bella Vista Mandingos will trot back to their zona, Bella Vista. The parade ends here, in the front yard of this little corner house. Looks small, but the owner insisted I visit.
Cool house, man.
It was ample and comfortable. The cachupa has been simmering in a cart for several hours, and the Mandingos are hungry. Everyone shares. Their national meals has its own story. And the story of PEIXE Nelson will end in a good night's rest. As for us, well, it's time to get Nat acquainted with being a sailor girl by continuing our journey in Cabo Verde.